What if scientists suddenly had definitive proof of souls, spirits, or an afterlife? A tantalizing thought, isn't it? Despite my skepticism towards the paranormal, I must confess, the allure of the eerie and mysterious captivates me. So, let's take a closer look at some of the scariest places in the USA you can visit, tour, or even spend the night at. Located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Eastern State Penitentiary once stood as the world's most renowned prison, famed for its rigorous discipline and majestic architectural design. It's now a spooky reminder of hundreds of years of punishment. It was built to make people feel sorry for their actions by keeping them in solitary confinement. Inmates, including notorious figures like Al Capone, were subjected to brutal treatments like the mad chair. It bound a prisoner's limbs so tightly that circulation was cut off, requiring eventual amputation. They also employed cruel devices, such as the iron gag, which involved tying an inmate's hands behind their back and inserting an iron collar into their mouth. Any movement would cause the tongue to rip and bleed, and in extreme cases could completely sever it from the mouth. The whole was an underground cell where prisoners had no light, no toilet, no exercise, no human contact, and barely enough food to stay alive. By 1926, the prison was bursting at its seams with over 1,700 inmates crammed into cells intended for just one person, with 3 or sometimes 4 individuals sharing the confined space. In 1933, the dire overcrowding led inmates pushed to their limits to incite a riot and ignite fires across cell block 12. Presently, this section is renowned as a focal point for paranormal activity. Guests often recount eerie experiences with apparitions, the sound of sobbing, and mysterious cold areas that challenge logical reasoning. Both day and night, the penitentiary welcomes the courageous through its heavy metal gates, providing tours fittingly dubbed Terror Behind the Walls, which offers a range of tours that allow visitors to explore its historic and haunting grounds. Located in Weston, West Virginia, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum stands as one of America's largest structures built from hand-cut stone. Originally serving as a psychiatric hospital, it was intended as a sanctuary for healing and rehabilitation. However, the reality was far from it. It is a monument to human suffering and the dark side of psychiatric history. Built to house 250 patients, it swelled to over 2,600 souls at its peak. Its halls were filled with the criminally insane, some confined in cages like animals, while others were subjected to the torturous ice-pick lobotomies performed by the infamous Dr. Walter Freeman. He slipped a metal rod into the patient's eye socket, then used a mallet to hammer the rod through the thin bone and sever the tissue in the prefrontal cortex. Over his 30 to 40-year career, until the mid-1960s, Dr. Walter Freeman performed more than 4,000 lobotomies. The halls echo with the cries of the tormented, and visitors often report a chilling sense of despair. Rooms still contain furniture, artwork, medical equipment. It's very creepy. The spectral presence in this place is so strong that it's almost tangible. There are so many ghostly and paranormal reports here that you need to see it for yourself. They offer day, night, and overnight tours. But our journey doesn't end here. Let's venture across the country to San Diego, California, where we find the Whaley House. It has been called the most haunted house in America. It's been documented in books, magazines, TV for over 100 years. This charming Greek revival-style home was built by Thomas Whaley in 1857. But beneath its elegant exterior lies a history of misfortune and death. The Whaleys experienced a series of tragedies, including the death of their young child, Violet Whaley's suicide, and the hanging of Yankee Jim Robinson, a drifter and thief, on the property before the house was built. The house was converted into a museum in 1960, and immediately workers, staff, guests, visitors, all reported hearing voices, smelling cigars, smelling perfume, and seeing ghostly apparitions. In 1964, famous TV personality Regis Philbin went to film a local broadcast of the Whaley House, and he left there convinced that he saw the ghost of Anna Whaley. Believe it or don't, you can go visit the Whaley House and find out for yourself, if you dare. If you're liking the video up to this point, we encourage you to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. Oh, you can also explore our previous video, Canada's Most Haunted. Next, we travel to Princeton, West Virginia, to the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. An eerie silence engulfs this place, an amusement park that once echoed with the laughter of children. But beneath this seemingly innocuous veneer lies a chilling history. The amusement park was erected on a Native American burial ground, a sacred site of the local tribe. This blatant disregard for the sanctity of the site was just the beginning of the park's dark saga. The park became a stage for a series of tragic events, each one adding a new layer of sorrow to its tale. Children met untimely ends here, their innocent laughter replaced by cries of despair. The rusted Ferris wheel and dilapidated swings stand as grim reminders of these tragedies, their eerie silence broken only by the whispers of the wind. Some say the victims of these tragic events still haunt the park, their spirits unable to find peace. As we leave the mournful echoes of Lake Shawnee, we journey to Cincinnati, Ohio. Here, beneath the bustling city streets, lies the abandoned Cincinnati Subway. A monument to ambition and failure, this unfinished subway system now serves as a grim playground for urban explorers and paranormal investigators. The subway tunnels, once envisioned to echo with the clamor of a bustling city life, now lie in silence. This silence, however, is not unbroken. Over time, stories have emerged of ghosts in the shadows, odd noises in the silence, and a strong unease felt by those who dare enter the tunnels. The abandoned Cincinnati Subway is more than just an unfinished project. Today, entering and staying overnight in the abandoned Cincinnati Subway without explicit permission is illegal and highly discouraged. But some people do find ways to venture in despite the restrictions and risks. Discussions in online forums and social media groups dedicated to urban exploration sometimes share experiences or hints about accessing the tunnels. However, details on how they gain access or whether they stay for extended periods like overnight are not typically disclosed openly, given the legal ramifications. However, there have been occasional official tours offered by local historical societies or urban exploration groups, which provide a legal and safer way to experience the subway's remnants. These tours are rare and often sell out quickly due to high interest. Our journey continues to Vulture City, Wickenburg, Arizona. This abandoned ghost town sits atop what was once the most productive gold mine in Arizona history. The rush for wealth in the late 1800s brought many prospectors to Vulture City. The lawlessness of the time led to frequent violent encounters, including gunfights and hangings, particularly for those caught stealing gold. The hanging tree in Vulture City is a grim symbol of the summary justice meted out to accused thieves, contributing to the large death toll. The town is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who lived and died in this tumultuous era, their spectral presence a chilling reminder of the city's past. Ghostly figures, believed to be the souls of miners who lost their lives in horrific accidents, are often reported, their ethereal forms appearing to still labor tirelessly in search of gold. Vulture City offers a fascinating glimpse into the Wild West era, complete with guided and self-guided tours of its restored buildings and infamous sites. While overnight stays are not typically offered, occasionally they allow for after-dark exploration. Next, the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. This historic prison, known for its role in the Shawshank Redemption, is a daunting structure that once housed some of the most hardened criminals. The prison's population swelled beyond its capacity, conditions deteriorated rapidly. The facility, designed to house around 1,500 inmates, was overcrowded, with reports indicating that by the mid-1920s it held over 2,000 men living in deplorable conditions. Such overcrowding led to rampant violence among inmates, with numerous reports of assaults, murders, and riots over the years. The harsh disciplinary practices employed by guards, including the use of solitary confinement in the dark, damp, and rat-infested hole, contributed to the misery and despair felt by many who were incarcerated there. This reformatory isn't just a place of punishment, but a dwelling of lost souls. The spirits of inmates who met untimely ends within these walls are said to still reside here, their presence felt in the eerie chill that permeates the air. Ghost hunts and paranormal investigations have yielded evidence of this spectral activity, with unexplained voices and shadowy figures captured on audio and video. The Ohio State Reformatory offers a variety of tours and events for both history buffs and paranormal enthusiasts, from daytime visits to overnight paranormal investigative events. The Mineral Springs Hotel, located in Alton, Illinois, is a site steeped in history and reputed to be one of the most haunted locations in the United States. Originally opened in 1914 as a luxurious spa and hotel, it capitalized on a mineral spring discovered during the construction of the building. The Mineral Springs Hotel is perhaps best known today for its paranormal activity, with several spirits said to haunt its halls, such as the Jasmine Lady, a ghostly figure whose presence is often accompanied by the scent of jasmine. Legend has it she died in the hotel, and her spirit continues to wander, particularly near the staircase where she met her untimely end. The Drowning Man, The spirit of a man who allegedly drowned in the hotel's swimming pool is said to haunt the pool area, with reports of splashing sounds and an eerie feeling of being watched. Children's spirits. The laughter and voices of children are often heard in the corridors, attributed to the spirits of children who enjoyed the hotel in its heyday, or possibly connected to tragic events. The hotel's chilling reputation is not just built on hearsay. Paranormal investigations have established the hotel as a hotbed of spectral activity. A visit to the Mineral Springs Hotel presents a captivating mix of historical discovery and spectral exploration. Whether you're engaging in a guided tour, partaking in a paranormal investigation, or wandering through the antique mall that now resides within its walls, the Mineral Springs Hotel remains an enthralling destination that enchants and unnerves guests, even today. We now turn our attention to Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. This former tuberculosis hospital harbors a dark history. Thousands of patients succumb to the disease within its walls, their lives cut tragically short. This high mortality rate necessitated the creation of the infamous body chute or death tunnel, a tunnel system used to discreetly transport the dead away from the eyes of living patients to minimize the impact on morale. Today, the sanatorium is renowned as a prime location for paranormal investigations. Reports of ghostly sightings and unexplained phenomena are frequent, making it a must-see location for those who dare. The sanatorium's most famous apparition is the Shadow Man, a dark figure often spotted lurking in the halls. Another well-known spirit is the Lady in White, believed to be a nurse who worked at the facility. Visitors also often report hearing the eerie sounds of children playing, a chilling reminder of the many young lives lost to the disease. Today, Waverly Hills Sanatorium opens its doors to the public, offering a range of tours, including paranormal tours and overnight investigations offer thrill seekers and ghost hunters the opportunity to explore the facility after dark, seeking out the spirits said to roam its abandoned halls. Thanks for watching.